All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you as per usual. Already with the 9x5 and didn't even get anything. Christian Prepper, thank you for the 0x0. Nostra Dumbass, Mr. Landfill, Chris Paul, Missy Eckerman, Jeep Girl, Adriana, Tara, what? Base? Oh, Tara Bespense? Sorry. Thank you for the 5x5. Let's talk prepping. Southern Dove, definitely P. Thank you for the 5x5. Anbor, thank you for the 5x5. Shadow Prepper, Critten, Critifer? Critifer, thank you for the 25. Appreciate it. So all right, guys, excuse me for the and Maverick, Margaret, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it. I think it's Margaret, right? Yeah. Anyway, if I'm a little sluggish tonight, excuse me. I had a procedure done earlier this morning, and I think that shit they pumped into me is still inside. Anyway, I guess it's making its rounds. Who the fuck knows? Oh, Christian Prepper wasn't joking. Yes, it was a bit of a delay. Sorry about that. And sorry, 5x9. Maybe you good. No, I didn't get a vasectomy. I had a colonoscopy. So, yes, Christian Prepper, exactly. The old man up to, yo. I'm gonna tell you right now, whatever that shit they put in my arm earlier today, this morning, to put me to sleep, I am really good with pain. That thing was like a 7 on the fucking pain scale. I was like, as I was falling asleep, I'm like, why is this fucking hurting so much? And I remember thinking, well, I'm gonna be knocked out in a couple, out like a light. I woke up, and I think I woke up swinging at the doctor, or at the very least I yelled at them. I did something, but I know that they all put their hands on me, so I didn't I didn't roll over and fucking attack. But yeah, it was fucking. I don't want to do that again, man. Fuck that noise. Holy shit. I was like, yo, as I was going to sleep, I was like, what if I and then and it was this thick white shit too. I thought they were gonna have like this IV drip and they fucking. I was like, why does this fucking hurt so much? It's not supposed to hurt. And I told the doctor, is it supposed to hurt? And then like I said, I started thinking it's not gonna. I was like, oh man. So now, yeah, I'm just tired, man. I came home, I ate. It was like fucking 4 o'clock. I fucking passed out in the chair. I said, I'm gonna go lay down. I wake up at 8:30. I was like, for all the shit that I had to do for tonight, right out the fucking window. It's like, fuck. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna have some tea and cookie and fucking go back to sleep. Fuck, man. Um, yeah, it just sucks. Freedom 77. No, those home tests are not accurate, and they're not accurate. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. Uh, that being said, let's get on with the Outlaw Jackson old man problems. Yeah, well, listen, not so much old man problems, but they warn black men to get a colonoscopy at 40. So I think for young black men, or rather just black men in general, they want us to get it done at 40, and I think white guys it's like 45 or 50, some shit like that. I remember when I turned 40, the lady was all over me. She's like, "You gotta get your colonoscopy," and I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Because you're 40." I'm like, "I'm not fucking dead, lady." So anyway, Hunter said, just had a colonoscopy today, not bad at all. No, it's not bad. It's just the after effects of the bullshit going through the body. I'm fucking tired, man. Like, holy shit. But so me and Hunter got our colonoscopies, right? High five. Yeah, whatever. So, what sparked me to get it now is two guys in my firehouse were diagnosed with colon cancer. So, being that, again, black, fireman, traits on a survivor, if you will, had to go get it done, right? And there's probably other cancer screenings I need to get as well. But Yes, John Connor. Today's colonoscopy day. Yeah. Yeah, today's colonoscopy day. Not vasectomy day. I would never do that. No, thank you. Um, Handy prepper, thank you. But yeah. Um, oh, my results are fine. They said that they found nothing. No polyps, any crazy shit like that. Um, Mamacita said I had a colonoscopy once. It was horrible. Yeah, it's just not fucking fun, man. It's not fun at all. And you're right. Like, as I'm laying on the table, I'm like, man, am I fucking old now? Does this mean I wear a sweater around the house and drink Folgers Crystal all day long, right? That's what I'm thinking. And I remember getting up and was like, what the fuck? And then the doctor was like, the doctor and the nurse put their hand on me. I felt their hands on my back so I didn't turn over and swing. I was like, I don't know why I jumped up like that. It was like, it was crazy. It was a crazy response. But anyway, yeah, sound pretty shitty. Yeah. Not a fun experience, guys. But again, with the guys in the colon cancer bullshit in the firehouse, I said, you know what? Let me go get checked. So that was that. Because that's a shitty way to go, guys. It's a shitty way to go if you can prevent it. Right? If you can prevent or slow it down or get a smaller piece of your intestine cut out instead of a larger piece or your whole shit coming out, it beats that. You know, I mean, listen, I long for the days where they could just scan your body and tell what you got going on instead of putting you through all this bullshit, you know? Instead of cutting out a piece of your skin, instead of taking blood from the arm, instead of shoving something up your ass or down your throat, right? And the endoscopy. Instead of doing all that, can't wait for the days that there's just a scan, man, and it fucking scans the body and they're like, all right, you're all good, you know? David Workman, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. So, we need tricorders. Tricorders. Yeah, we do. And everyone would do the same. Ghetto said you woke up swinging because they put something up your ass, and then any hetero man would react the same, I guess. But it wasn't that. It was their presence behind me. So I guess because I was sleeping, and I thought I was at home. When you wake up and there's people behind you or people in the room that shouldn't be there, or at least you think shouldn't be there, that would be your normal reaction. That's what it was. Yeah, man, I'd rather not do that again. I really don't. They're like, we're going to do it again in 5 years. I'm like, why the fuck do I got to come back in 5 years? Everybody else has to come back in 10? This is bullshit, you know? But again, the whole, being black bullshit and how we eat and all this other bullshit. Saved by Grace. Very good. He's Saved by Grace says I'm a colon cancer survivor. Very good. Yeah, so like I said, I'd rather fucking stop something in its track than wait till it, Colon cancer, what is the other one that you really can't do much about? Pancreatic cancer. Those are the two, man. You're just like, ugh. And pancreatic, there's not much you could do with if it's fully blown. If it's going, fucking, you're gone. Like a stage 1 pancreatic, they said that they could, they can get it under control. So they say. But late stage pancreatic, man, ain't shit you can do about it. Lynn, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. No, they didn't buy me dinner. The worst part was I got up and they were like, just lay down for 5 minutes. I was like, fuck that. And I got up thinking that I had all my faculties. As soon as I sat up, I was like, whoa. And then I went stumbling to the other room to go get dressed. And I stumble over, and they're like, get this stupid shit off me. And I rip off this gown that they put on that was like too tight around the arms, right? So get this shit off me. And then I try to get into my shorts, and then I'm stumbling getting into my shorts. It took me, I swear it took 5 minutes to get in. I'm like putting my feet through the same leg hole that's the same leg that my right leg is already in. So meanwhile, I'm trying to fuck you. I'm like, come on, why is it working? I'm slurring my speech. Then I come out of the room. I'm like, where's the fucking bathroom? I had to take a wicked piss. Then the doctor's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, fuck this shit. And then I go to the bathroom, come back. He's like, you want to talk? I'm like, did you find anything? He goes, no. All right, thank you. Are we good? He goes, yeah. And I stumble out of the office. No, I didn't drive. Heather, if I drove, that would have been if I would have drove in New York City like that would have been a nightmare. Holy shit. That would have been bad. I definitely would have been fucking arrested and charged for drinking and driving or under the influence, you know? They had me sign a paper saying who picked you up. I think I wrote Mickey Mouse or some shit like that, and I walked out of the office. So, yeah, I got in a cab. I took a cab back home. I wasn't going to fucking, I wasn't going to drive. I thought I could handle driving, but after what I experienced today, thank God I left my car home. I was like, oh shit. I didn't feel good until I got home, and then I had to take this nap, and I still feel like shit. I feel like I can go to sleep right now and be fine for the rest of the day. You know? Jeff, they could have took me to dinner or lunch, being that it was 11 o'clock. That would have been cool. Hey, man, sorry for shoving this up your ass. How about a free dinner on us? But whatever. It's over. But the guy said 5 years. I was so fucking mad. I'm like, really? Why, man? Alicia said, I got ketamine? No shit. Raymond, thank you for the 5x5. Yeah, man. You know what? Maybe they gave me too much anesthesia. I don't know. And Mrs. K said, don't forget about testicular cancer and prostate. Yes. Prostate is bad. Testicular cancer is really bad. Definitely can be anyway. And the Women's Society Foundation said, at least you got your ass to keep. Very true. Very true. They could have found, they could have found some shit. You're right. You know what, SW, you know what? I know that they didn't tell me what they were giving me, which I normally, they tell you, we're giving you X, Y, Z. It was like this doctor who's Chinese, by the way, didn't want to fucking tell me shit. She barely spoke to me. She just, we're putting this in you, we're going to put this in your arm, and then that was it. She didn't tell me what they were putting in, unless she did and I forgot. I don't know. I'm 1,000% sure she didn't tell me shit. And normally they're supposed to tell you what it is they're putting in your body. But I guess she didn't care, or I had the face of, just get this shit over with. But, propofol. That's what it was, Maverick Booster. Yes, it was propofol. That's what I got. But it was white. I thought propofol was clear. It was a white, milky substance. I remember looking at that and being really alarmed. I'm like, why the fuck are they giving me that? Like, I've been put under before for other things, like root canals and shit like that. And it was like a clear liquid. But this shit was white and heavy. And they gave me 2 rounds of it, too. I remember the first one going, why does this hurt? And she had the second one. In my head, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing with that? And then she put that in my arm. And she started pushing it, which is hard to push, it seemed like. And I remember thinking, damn my muscles. They're stopping the flow of this shit. And now I was gone. I was like, motherfucker. It was just a stupid experience, guys. Like, super stupid. Large Cash Production, thank you for the donation, man. Seriously. It was just a dumb thing to go through. Anyway, let's get to it. Yo, I tell you right now, guys, I could whip out a pillow right now and go to sleep. Just fucking, I'm so tired. Even after that nap, I'm tired. But what I might do is go down for a walk after the live streams. Try to wake up a little bit, just so that I can reevaluate what's going on, because I just feel like shit right now. I feel like I've been up for fucking 8 days. Let's put it like this. Christian Prepper said do this tomorrow. Nah, it's too late now. We got it started. We're 15 minutes in. It'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'll muscle through. Yes. Art. Yes, drink some water. That was the other thing. I drank no water all day today. Pillow on a chair. Jason Ford, I should have a Bud Light after being a bitch about this shit. Man. It's just, whatever. It'll be fine. I'm not going to go off the air. That'll be a bitch-ass thing to do. Bitch-ass nigga can't even stay up. I'll be fine. If I pass out during the live stream, you guys get to watch me sleep. So it'll be fine. One or the other, it'll be entertaining. One way or the other. Either my head hits the keyboard, I pass out in my chair. It'll all be entertaining. Humble Lion, when do you sleep? I'm usually in bed by noon. Excuse me. I'm usually in bed by 1 o'clock, 12:01. I try to get in the room by 11 to power down, and then by 12:01, I'm out like a light. One even tired after. Hunter25 says, very weird. I feel fine. Didn't nap, ain't even tired now. So yeah, people react differently to the meds or the anesthesia that they use. I think this is my reaction to it. Again, this is my first time having anything that heavy on board. The shit that they used at like the dentist office or when I did the endoscopy, the shit they used wasn't that bad. Matter of fact, maybe you know what? Maybe the endoscopy they used this. Okay, now it's coming back to me, which was like fucking almost 10 years ago. Yes, they did use this. Cause I remember it burning too, going in the arm. I remember it burning, but this shit really burned. I mean, like on a pain scale, I'm really good with pain. It was like a 7 and 8. It was touching a 9, and I think I passed out. But anyway, let's get on with the fucking the live stream. So guys, today we're gonna talk about a worse pandemic heading this way. By the way, I did get a warning from YouTube. They took down my 100K live stream that I did a year and a half ago. Right, a year and a half ago, citing something about the election, something about the 2020, the 2020, yeah, the 2020 elections. So that being said, yeah, they took the video away, and that was a good video, right? I had fucking other preppers on it, and they completely deleted the video, citing, and I said it was an opinion and all this other bullshit, whatever. I got to go back and forth with them via email. But yeah, they for that live stream a year and a half ago. Like seriously, it was almost 2 years. Right, it was almost 2 years. So anyway, that is bullshit. It is a joke. I said it was opinion based. If I'm not mistaken, myself and somebody else said, yeah, we think, and that was it. It wasn't like we were saying it was. We said we think, and you can't even give your opinion on YouTube about the matter. So whatever. That video was gone. I should have saved it. I knew I should have saved it, and I didn't. So that was on me. Anyway, if I get a copy of it somehow, I'll put it on Rumble. So yeah, there is that. Anyway, guys. With that, let's get on with the live stream. So, worst pandemic apparently is headed this way. Danny Good's asking, if you needed chemotherapy, would you have done it? I don't know. Because there are a lot of other natural ways that you can fight with cancer, depending on the cancer. There's a lot of other things you can do. I would have probably entertained those routes well before chemo. Right, like the apricot seeds and no sugar diet and high protein, high fat. I would have done that. So if it had sugar in it, I wouldn't be eating it. I would have done that for about 6 months to a year, and 6 months of doing that, yeah, that's a long time. But anyway, guys, so the World Health Organization is keeping a short list of priority diseases that could cause the next deadly pandemic or situation. Most of these diseases already known as Ebola, SARS, and Zika made the cut, but the final entry is a terrifying name called Disease X. Now, Disease X is a hypothetical pandemic or epidemic, right? It's a hypothetical that can cause a pathogen that we do not yet realize affects humans, or we do not realize is there. So meanwhile, they could be looking at it and they don't realize its capabilities, is what they're saying. So they're trying to scare people with this Disease X. Disease X, guys, is a hypothetical. That's all it is. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get ahead of it, or they're trying to scare the shit out of people. You choose. Yeah, guys, it's 100% bullshit. But scientifically speaking, yes, there probably is a real one laying out there somewhere, waiting to be found, laying under years of dirt or volcanic ash or the glaciers. Absolutely. I believe that there is something way worse, but it isn't Mr. 19. That's for fucking sure. They're trying to compare Disease X to Mr. 19, COVID, which I think is bullshit. Um, you know, who can who can scare? They want to scare anybody and everybody. It's a competition. Yeah, it is a competition. Who can scare who the most? You know the crazy shit about the YouTubers that like to scare the shit out of people is that they're addicted to the money. They're addicted to the algorithm, and they just want to get paid, man. It's as simple as that. They just want to get paid. It's the same thing with the WHO, right? They just want to get paid, man. They want to figure out how they can make a new substance to put into our body. That's all it is, man. So, of course, with this Disease X, they are trying to sit there and see if they can find the arm ticket ahead of time. You can only find the arm ticket ahead of time, guys, if you know what's up, if you know what's coming. Sort of like with Mr. 19. There's a theory going around. It's a theory, guys. It's not facts or hasn't been proven to be facts just yet. There's a theory going around that the amount of shots that we had made in the short amount of time for Mr. COVID was suggesting that this arm ticket was lying in the cut for a while. Meaning they had it on standby in smaller doses, of course. And when Mr. 19 was announced, they were like, the pharmaceutical companies looked at each other and were like, yes, we got this. And then they fucking, boom, a shit ton of them were prepared in less than 6 months. So the theory is that the amount of shots that they gave out, the amount of arm tickets that they gave out, would have been impossible for them to produce in the short amount of time that they did. It would have taken something like 2 to 5 years. 2 years being nonstop, 5 years being responsible. Testing each batch, making sure that it doesn't have any contaminants in it. 5 years. So, yeah. Just think about that. Put that in the back of your head. It's more conspiracy theory shit, man. Yes, Blue Steel. If I grew a porn stash, it would improve my credibility. If I stared into the camera with crazy eyes, talked in a Canadian accent, grew a porn mustache, yes, I would be way more credible. They're like, look at those dudes. They're crazy like me. We can relate. Yes, that's how it works, guys. Scare the shit out of people, make more money. The news does it all the time. People stayed glued to their TV set during Mr. 19. Everybody was like, well, look at the numbers. It's going up. You know, that stupid number they had at the bottom or maybe the top of the screen, depending on what channel you were watching, or the side. They had that number of people dying from Mr. 19, and it was going up, and people staring at it. Or every morning you woke up, oh my God, it jumped up, two deaths. Whatever, man. Go fucking eat a dick. And again, a lot of channels, they latch onto that because it's a moneymaker. Now, yes, you have to have interesting titles. That I started to see. You have to have interesting titles that intrigue people. But once they go into your video, guys, you should, at the very least, be responsible. Now, I put up intriguing titles because, yes, I want people to look at it. You shouldn't give away what you're going to talk about in the title, is what I'm saying. You want people to be intrigued to see what the fuck you're going to talk about. Now, I know a lot of people will watch my videos because they're like, how the fuck is he going to put this? What is he going to say now? What craziness is going to come out of his mouth, right? So I think that's the most part why people watch what I'm going to say, because they're like, how the fuck is this guy going to say this, So, yeah. I try to keep it interesting, but nonetheless, guys, the crazy guy porn mustache look, that's the move, man. That's the move. For all future prepper channels, porn stash and crazy eyes. Way to go. Or porn mustache, crazy eyes, born in Canada. The way to go. Big Pharma, it will save us all. That's how they're trying to make it like they're going to save us all. You should see. We have Pfizer here in New York City. I think their headquarters is here. The main headquarters is here in New York City. Downtown by 42nd Street, I think, off of 3rd Ave. They got this giant fucking building. And when you walk around the front, it is such propaganda bullshit. I've never seen such a thing. It's like, we are family. We love you. And they got pictures of fucking white families skipping in the fucking, wilderness, meadows and shit, and they're all like laughing and shit. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. And then they're like, we are finding future cures. And then, they got like a black guy laughing in a fucking, basketball game, eating watermelon or some shit. It's like, it's fucking bad, man. It's like they hit all the stereotypes in their commercials, if you will, or their ads, right? Their campaign, that they're so caring. We at Pfizer, we care for you, Meanwhile, they cut everybody off at the knees who didn't take the fucking... Matter of fact, if you were a Pfizer employee... Actually, there were a lot of Pfizer employees that turned down the arm ticket, by the way. Just saying. Chris C said, I've been inside a Pfizer building. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's out of control. Like, just outside. You know what, Chris C? I didn't go inside. Just outside, it's insane. It's just insane. And they're full of shit, man, They're full of shit. They're just like, they're sitting there trying to make it like they're saving the world. They're like, oh, we're going to save you, Negroes, from dying. Here we go. Like, get the fuck bent. Seriously, man. Holy shit. Like I said, if you ever got a chance and you were near a pharmaceutical company, you got to go inside. You got to see the bullshit they push, I know somebody that works for Merck. And it's the same shit. Inside is like this fucking fantasy world. And it's just like in the movies. So when the movies portray pharmaceutical companies in a certain way, they're making fun of them. Is what they're doing. They're calling them out for their bullshit. You don't skip through the wilderness? No, I don't skip through the wilderness. I walk. I march. Like a motherfucker. Anyway. But that being said, guys. So the... Sorry, lost my place. All right, so this new disease agent, if you will, whether it's virus, bacterium, fungus, or another agent, or other agent. What other agent could it be? What other agent could disease X be that's not natural? Viral, bacterium, or fungus? Bacterium or fungus or natural? There must be another one I'm unaware of. There likely won't be an arm ticket or a few, if any, treatments available. Any possible source, guys, could be... Okay, this is another one. Here we go with the bullshit. Another possible source could be the zombie viruses. They have been locked in permafrost or other frozen landscapes for centuries, but are released by warm climate. Now, note, guys, this isn't an article. In this article, they're talking about another source could be zombie virus. Here we go. And that just means, guys, that this is like, to me, this is a message to whoever's reading this, the elites, the dark underlings, whatever you want to call them. They're looking at this like a possible source could be a zombie virus that's locked away in permafrost and frozen landscape and being released because of warming climates. Are you fucking kidding me? So now they're warning, whoever they're warning, that this could be another release. And I found that to be interesting because that was mentioned in a few articles. It wasn't one article, it was a few articles that mentioned the zombie virus. Now, according to science, the zombie virus just makes you docile and stupid. Not docile and stupid. It makes you give up. So you're like in this trance, and you're just controlled in a certain way. They don't really say how and what, but just that you stand there and you wind up whittling away and dying from starvation or dehydration because you're not drinking. You're not thinking about drinking when you're under this trance, if you will, because your brain's infected and allows you to do nothing. Some think it is a theory that there's a zombie virus that makes you aggressive. We shall wait and see. Anyway, when I saw that was a red flag. And when I saw that in multiple articles, I was like, okay, now they're getting somewhere, but are they full of shit? Are they going to release some shit? Is this a warning for the next couple of years? Is this a legitimate warning? Are they legitimately concerned? Or is this a letter to the elites letting them know that this could happen? Or this is going to happen because of the verbiage they're using? Anyway, the other priority diseases on the WHO list include Marburg, Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, Lassa fever, Nipah, and hepatitis disease. I don't know what the fuck that is. Rift Valley fever, Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome, or MERS. MERS, sorry. I heard of Napa, but the Henipaviral diseases. Oh, Napa and Henipaviral diseases, sorry. So I guess it's a group of diseases that they're also looking at. That's on their list. But disease X is like at the top. They're like, what could this be? Could this be something bad? This is something we definitely need to watch closely. Meanwhile, we don't know what it is. And now they're looking at the permafrost because they're nervous about that. But it's not only the permafrost, guys. There's shit that's also buried in soil. There's also shit that's buried under ash from decades of volcanic explosion. Land is shifting and what you call separating. Look at Africa. Africa has a giant fucking rift forming that is about to form a new island off the coast of the eastern edge of Africa, right? So you have that going on in Africa. That could also release a new disease. It's not just the permafrost, right? Or frozen tundra somewhere. It's you know what it is. So early this year, the Early this year, the World Health Organization listed Disease X among the diseases most needed research and development. Again, the problem is Disease X is hypothetical. It's not a specific illness. So how could you have research and development for a hypothetical disease? Rizzy Patriot, yeah, it's only the edge of the of Eastern Africa that's splitting. It's like not the entire continent is splitting in half. It's like an eastern edge, and you should see some of the pictures on it. It's pretty fucking cool watching this land grow apart. And they're talking about water should fill this gap and become a river in the next couple of years. That's going to be really fucking interesting to watch. By the way, to watch that ocean flood that gap like that, it's pretty fucking interesting. And it formed, they said, almost overnight. So it wasn't like they saw this crack in the ground and go, okay, we got something happening here. It was legitimately overnight. The people in the area woke up and they saw this giant fucking ravine, if you will, in the middle of their land. It split highways and shit apart. So now they're bridging the highways, which I don't think that's a good idea. I really don't. But whatever. Maybe it's going to be a modified bridge that can deal with that as it separates. But who knows? Nostradamus says, can we get a crack like that for the California border? Probably. Right? They're worried about that fucking state. But meanwhile, it's happening in Africa. And I think a lot of the places we're looking at for certain things to happen are not going to happen where we think they're going to happen. For example, Yellowstone. Everybody's staring at Yellowstone, but there's another caldera that stretches through Vermont, Massachusetts, I think the edge of upstate New York. It's a giant caldera up there. And now they're looking at it. They just found it recently, let's say 5-10 years ago. And they just found it, and now they're looking at it, and that could go before Yellowstone. And if that one goes, we're 1,000% fucked, right? Now, if fissures break open and release pressure and gas, we'll be fine. Southern Dove, thank you for the donation. Southern Dove, that could be that's a good theory too. I like that one. He says, what if the next pandemic actually mutates and sheds from those who got the arm ticket? That is a possibility. Sorry. So, guys, yeah, right now, Disease X is hypothetical. Don't let anybody sit there and tell you it's a real disease. It's not. It's just something that they're looking at to get ahead of. That's all. Experts at the World Health Summit in Berlin this week warned that they are not prepared to find such a disease as its likely animal source or spot it quickly when it starts making people sick. Now, World Health Summit in Berlin experts said they're not prepared. Then get fucking prepared. Holy shit. Like, that's the craziness about these doctors, these scientists. They're like, we're not prepared for it. Then get fucking prepared. How hard is it? Think of the worst case scenario disease that can possibly pop up in your head and get prepared for that. It's like they should take a page out of Prepper's fucking notebook and go, we prepare for as many things as we possibly can prepare for. And when it happens, we'll be able to deal with it. Now, psychologically, a lot of these scientists, they're not ready for a disease X. They're not. because they don't think worst case scenario. They think logic, and which is stupid. You should always think. You should think logically, yes, but you should think worst case scenario as well. You should think, what if this disease, just spreading around by a sneeze, makes people bleed out of their fucking all of their offices, right? They should absolutely go worst case scenario and work from there. But instead, they're at the World Summit, World Health Summit, going, "Well, what do we do? How do we combat this? I don't know what we do." Think fucking. I mean, like again, think logically. Think the worst case scenario and then build from there. Fucking idiots, man. Like maybe they should fucking entertain some of us preppers on how to prepare for this fucking disease. Like seriously, like locking shit down could be for a way more serious disease. Way more serious. Locking down would work. Not what they did with Mr. 19. They waited till they spread it around the world and then they locked everything down. That is like the dumbest thing in the world. That's like telling people to evacuate from a collapsed dam after the dam collapsed and the water already flooded the town. I'm like, come on, man. Grow the fuck up. Like, and now they have a chance to get ahead of whatever they might be trying to get ahead of. Right? But use the raised them 1800, 1800. So I mean, yeah, guys, it's their logic is stupid. So on the Angry Truth, I talked about because I'm getting notifications. I talked about boycotting a lot of these groups who are pushing this drag queen bullshit, right? And then people are like, well, why are you guys triggered by a T-shirt? And I go, triggered by a T-shirt, like you guys were triggered by Aunt Jemima or Land O'Lakes lady, So now, like, I'm starting a war on Instagram on the Angry Truth. You should see the amount of people who are triggered by the fact that, Jordan Neely was a drain on society, right? Or the Land O'Lakes, or the LGBT group is going too hard, and companies are paying for it, and people are sitting there going, "Whoa, you're homophobic." And I guess I'm homophobic. I had one lady said, "I have to unfollow you. This is disgusting." I'm like, all I said was, they should stop having drag queens represent their companies. That's all I said. The lady said, "I must unfollow you." I was like, "Oh no, don't unfollow me. I'm so sorry." Yeah, like I was gonna fucking say that. These people are warped, man. People who unfollow me and say they're gonna unfollow me, unsubscribe from me, act like I give a fuck. I'm like, why do you? What gave you the impression that I cared? That I was gonna sit there and cry myself to sleep? Oh my God, 3587 left me. Like who the fuck do these people think I am? Apparently they don't know who the fuck I am. They don't know who this nigga is. Just kidding. But I mean, like, and the craziness is like they're saying we're triggered by the LGBT and drag queens. I'm like, but you guys got fucking weird over a black lady on a syrup bottle. Like I'm like, seriously. And the fact that Aunt Jemima, by the way, the family was okay with her being on the bottle. They gave the okay of her. It was a model that they modeled the recent Aunt Jemima, or Aunt Jemima, however you say it, after an actual black lady. And the family was good with that. But instead, now the original Aunt Jemima was, I wouldn't say a slave, but she was a black servant with the Negro smile and the bandana on her head. That might have been offensive to a lot of vaginas out there. Might have been offensive. And I remember her before we switched over to the current lady with the nice perm and the fucking, the look at me, what you call a look. But yeah, man, it was fine. And somehow liberals bitched enough that they removed them off of that, or removed the Native American lady who was sitting by the Native American lady who was sitting in the perfect posture, by the way, right? Straight back and fucking nice form. She had nice form. I always admired the Land O'Lakes lady's form on a butter pack. I'm like, look how this lady's sitting. Straight back in the whole 9 yards. They got rid of her, right? And then Uncle Ben representing fucking butlers all over the world. Uncle Ben wasn't fucking like a Negro thing. He was representing butlers all over the world. And butlers all over the world were like, I want to be like Uncle Ben. And that's Spider-Man's Uncle Ben, damn it, because I know some of you are thinking that. The black Uncle Ben. And so they got rid of him. Now who do we have left? We have the ultimate white guy left. The fucking Quaker Oats guy, right? Got rid of all the Negroes. Still got the white guy smiling with that smug look on his face. Now the Quaker Oats guy, he had that smug look that you wanted to punch him in his face. That, and I don't know if it was just me, but every time I looked at him, I'm like, I want to punch that dude in his face. Whatever. And kept the land. Yes, they removed the Indian and kept the land. Yes, they won again, right? You know, yes, it's progress. It's progress. Listen, people wanted representation on food, and they got it. Even though, you know, the representation for Uncle Ben and the original Aunt Jemima weren't ideal, it was still representative of the black community or black people. And black people, you know, they floated to that. They were like, oh my God, they got a smiling Negro on here. I'm buying this syrup, you know? And now here we are, all over again. The Colonel of KFC is probably fucking next. They're going to go after that dude too. Why is that smoked white dude on there? Get him, you know? Like, fuck, man. Like, people can't just look at it for what it is. And Uncle Ben, man, like I said, he was represented. He had the fucking, he had the pimp pose. Right, he had that fucking side look, and he had the smile. He wasn't standing straight and then smiling at the camera or the drawing. He had the pimp pose, and they fucking got rid of him. Whatever, man. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but what, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man, it's just insane that people who got triggered over food mascots are telling us we shouldn't be getting triggered over Rainbow Coalition shit that's affecting our kids or being sold to kids. That's the craziness about the left. Anyway, it's bullshit. So I'm getting I have a hate campaign going on the Angry Truth. So many people fucking hate me over there. It's awesome. I almost thrive off of it just because I get a kick out of the irrational responses from people, you know? Edward says, with great power comes great responsibility, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben was Benson. Was he Benson? Was that the idea of Benson? But wasn't Benson like some kind of... I gotta watch the show again. I haven't watched that show in like 30 years, man. Mrs. Woodtown, Texas. Thank you. Well, yeah, Mike, listen, the reason why I comment the way I comment, because I figured YouTube tells you for years, when you guys... If you guys are looking to start a YouTube channel, they have YouTube Academy, and YouTube Academy always tells you be yourself. Okay. So then being yourself is a little more authentic than a lot of people you see on YouTube. So YouTube Academy has this thing. I'm sorry about talking about this. They have this thing, by the way, where you go through the videos, and they're like, make sure when you're talking to your camera that you're smiling at it and smiling. And then you got to smile at the camera. And they want you to be yourself, but they want you to not be yourself. It's the craziest academy or advice you'll ever get starting a YouTube channel. It's fucking insane. They're like, and make sure you wear a colorful shirt that pops. And then you see people, because I watched the YouTube Academy bullshit when I learned a few years ago that I can get paid on here. I'm like, well, how can I make myself look better? Then I started watching this YouTube Academy shit. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not going to sit there and smile like a fucking step and fetch it and be like, yes, sir, bossa, I will be your nigga. You know, like, I can't do that. And so they want you to do that on YouTube. And yes, they want white people to do the same shit. Yes, sir, bossa, I'm Mr. Cracker, you know, and they want you to smile. And then, they want you to be this drone. And then they want you to dress a certain way and wear colors that pop. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. That's not me. So then I turned it around, right? I did quite the opposite. You know, oh, don't curse. Keep your profanity to a minimum. YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube doesn't like opinions. If you talk about the elections or you talk about the virus or you talk about the lockdowns, they don't like any of that. But you can talk about anything else. Gabba Network. Wait, Fresh Prince was a copy of Benson, or was Jeffrey a copy of Benson? Chad Davis, thank you for the donation, man. Chad Davis Boz, thank you for the donation. They bribe us with drugs and alcohol for the jab. Yes, Chad Davis said they bribed us. They bribed us with drugs and alcohol for the jab. Major respect. Found you through Bear. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it. And thank Bear for sending you guys over here, for those of you that come here. Fresh Prince gave us Jeffrey. Right. And Gabba Networks. Have you watched the new Fresh Prince? I like it. The new Fresh Prince, I have a love-hate relationship with that show. The show has potential, but then they get carried away with a lot of the Afrocentric shit on the show. In my opinion, instead of just playing it as a family trying to survive in this world today. And the other problem I have with the Fresh Prince, the new Fresh Prince, is that they throw too many problems of today's. They throw too many problems of today's problems in the show. Oh, Gabba said I don't like it. Yeah, listen. Like I said, love hate with it, man. Some of the Afrocentric shit gets carried away, and then other Afrocentric aspects of it, they hit it on the head, and then they get carried away. I'm like, what the fuck, man? You were right there, and then he went overboard. And then they throw all the other problems in it: drug abuse, alcohol, LGBT bullshit. What is it? Anxiety bullshit. They throw way too many things in it. But I'm glued to it because I like the underlying storyline. But whatever, guys. Sorry for going off that rant. But anyway, let's get back to the subject, being that we got a couple minutes left. So, oh, wow. I got a lot more to talk about. What the fuck, man? So, this is coming from the Western University of Health and Science. Or Health Science. We want to protect people. It makes sense that we should detect these threats in animal population before spilling over to humans. This is McNamara, a professor at Western University of Health Science. We need to take a species-neutral approach, never heard of that before, and we need to find whatever novel emerging pathogen could threaten human health. Oh, boy. And listen, again, guys, I get that. I wholeheartedly understand that. I get where they're going with it, that they want to protect people, but at what cost, right? At what cost are they willing to protect people? So, McNamara also said there is little to no surveillance in wildlife diseases, and in her career, she has found that the divide between the public health sector and animal health sector makes it very difficult to recognize and respond to a novel threat. Now, I will argue that the black market for animals, which is very, very, very fucking big, I don't know where it lines up under the gun control and drugs and human trafficking, but the black market for animals is huge. And that's another problem you have. You have guys that are messing around with animals and could get a disease amidst transporting these animals, right? Amongst transporting these animals, they can get diseases as well, and we wouldn't be able to know anything about it until it's too late. So you also have that problem as well. But again, what are you going to do? Test every animal or euthanize every animal to stop what's coming? I think it's bullshit. I think it's more scare tactics, but whatever. Second, next, human trafficking. And it's crazy how, guys, you got human trafficking, and they don't want to. They give you these false ideologies of how they're going to stop it. There's an easy way to stop it. Set loose fucking special forces. Set them loose, and you got it under control. If every nation took their special forces members or agencies and set them loose on the fucking human trafficking, this thing will be over within a couple of years. Over. Or at the very least, make it harder for them to move people. So we got that bullshit going on. I read something today. They were talking about Spain wants Signal and WhatsApp and apps alike to start handing over or just to unencrypt their apps so that the government can read them. They want those apps like WhatsApp and Signal to unencrypt their apps because the government wants to be able to read all the transactions that are being done or all the messages that are being done or communications that are being made. They want to read the communications for child porn reasons. Not human trafficking, child porn. Child porn starts at the human trafficking level, not the other way around. You can track a lot of these people through pictures, so they say, but why not use it for human trafficking? But they want to use child porn. And child porn, guys, is going to be pictures, that is, and videos are going to be the excuse for getting into your communications, for getting rid of certain freedoms. They're going to use child porn. Not human trafficking, child porn. And yes, child porn should actually be dealt with as well. But let's go after human trafficking first. That is the bigger issue. But they don't want to touch human trafficking because that's going to lead them up a ladder they can't come back down from once they go up, right? So anyway, in the summer of '99, McNamara was head pathologist of the Bronx Zoo. She noted that crows were dropping dead on the zoo grounds. Her investigation of the dead birds showed that they were dealing with the novel disease. She wondered if the deaths could be connected to a spat of human deaths from an unusual form of encephalitis in New York City. But she had a hard time getting the diagnosis from the crow's disease because government agencies did not deal with disease samples from zoo animals. It wind up being, if I'm not mistaken, this wind up being West Nile virus. So I knew something was going on. It took me 3 weeks to get a diagnosis because no one would test any of my samples, McNamara said. The disease turned out to be West Nile virus, which had been in the Western Hemisphere before, which hadn't been in the Western Hemisphere before. So again, she's using that as her example, which, okay, fine, rightfully so, but West Nile doesn't affect humans that way. At least I don't think so. It's not that deadly for us. I know some people have died from it, but so they say, or whatever. Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation. So encephalitis is from mosquitoes or vax. Encephalitis is from mosquitoes or vax. Okay. Right, which wind up being West Nile. Watchman said Tokyo got a good shake today. No shit, did they? I was wondering why they were talking about the last earthquake they had years ago. I was like, why are they talking about this now? That makes sense. All right. TML, encephalitis. What does TML mean? What's going on, the roaming prepper? Yes, Christian Prepper, thank you for bringing that up. Guys, there's a movie coming out called The Sound of Freedom. It's about child trafficking. Definitely watch that when it comes on. Jim Caviezel's in it. I like Jim Caviezel, especially why he stepped away from Hollywood. I like him even more now as an actor. I noticed that he disappeared for a long time, and then a couple of interviews came up recently about him, and the reason why he stepped away from Hollywood. I like him now. Anyway, Sound of Freedom. If you have Instagram, look for it on Instagram. You'll find it. It looks like a very good movie. There's actually a very good scene in Sound of Freedom. Now, how did you see that movie already? I didn't see the movie. I saw a very, very important scene in that movie. It is possibly the biggest scene that's going to brings the movie to a head and recognition of a lot of shit that's going on with child trafficking and prostitution. And the scene is very, very, very powerful. The Sound of Freedom. Not the sound of music. The Sound of Freedom. Very, very good. Again, you can find it on Instagram. If I could find the movie or get my hands on a copy of the movie, I'll definitely see if I can get people to watch it, like a watch party kind of deal. But July 4th, 2023. Christian Prepper said it comes out July 4th, 2023. Also, by the way, guys, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. See if I can find it now. They are looking for donations for that movie. So what they're doing now is called Angel Studios. They are looking for donations for movies like this, right? So it says invest in an opportunity, and it's The Sound of Freedom. And there's a couple other movies. There's another one called Something Homestead. Let's see if I can pull that one up. But yeah, let's see if we can pull up the link to invest. Here we go. They go back this project. A minimum is $1 to invest. Let's see if I could drop it in the chat. Guys, if you guys can do me a solid, instead of donating to me, donate to this movie. Again, very, very good movie. They don't want movies like this to get out. Hollywood hates movies like this and hates movies that are this fucking real. So, it's in the chat, guys. Do me a favor. If you were thinking about donating to me or you had an inclination of donating to me, do not donate to me. Donate to this. This is definitely worth it. I'm going to post this everywhere I can. I am going to donate. They got 48 hours left to raise $2 million. They are at $1.8 million. Guys, donate what you can for this movie. I would almost beg of you guys to do it. Absolutely. So Angel Studios also has another movie. It's a Homestead movie, which is like a end of the world kind of movie. That's another movie. It's called Homestead. They're looking to raise $1 million. They are at seven. They are at 700. They are $744,000. 15 days left to raise money for that movie as well. But yeah, man, definitely donate to these. Homestead looks like a really good movie. It's another guy in the movie. Matter of fact, man, let me drop this fucking link in there as well so that you guys could donate to these people too. Fuck it. I'd rather you donate to Sound of Freedom first and then download, and then next week or week after next download. Sorry, donate to Homestead. Homestead's another movie, but I'm gonna drop the link and then you guys take a look at the trailer for the movie. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, if you can donate to these. Elvis Rodriguez is based on true events. I'm sure it is. I am sure it is. But there's again, you can find one scene on Instagram. That scene was really good. So if you guys can, like I said, do me the favor, donate to Sound of Freedom first. Take a look at Homestead. Keep that in the back of your brain. Donate to them the week after next if you can. Right? So that'd be greatly appreciated. Fifth booster, haven't taken it. All right, yeah. So again, guys, keep in mind they don't want movies like this coming out. Hollywood hates movies, especially when these movies talk about God. Homestead has a little more of a religious aspect to it, but it's not bad. It's not overbearing. And yes, guys, there can be overbearing religious movies. Some people are like, how could you say that? There is. Anything could be overbearing. You could do a movie that's overbearingly black, a movie that's overbearingly white, like the Barbie movie that's coming out. You could do a movie that's overbearingly action. Too much action in it. There is such thing as overbearing. Right? Homestead is not a Western. If I'm not mistaken, Homestead is an apocalyptic movie, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Homestead is based on the best-selling book series Black Autumn, a post-apocalyptic family survival drama. So hopefully there's multiples. There is a trailer on here, I think. There should be a trailer on here. But yes, there's a trailer at the bottom. What will the show be like? So I think it's a show, not a movie. Might be a TV series. That would make sense since it's a series book. I never heard of the book Black Autumn, but I might start reading it now. But yeah, man, it's something to take a look at. Right. So again, like I said, back Angel Studios first, and then if you guys can, Homestead later. And Homestead is more for us. That's like a prepper movie. So it's definitely something to look at. They're almost at the $2 million mark to be raised, man. So I know that when you back the program, they give you hold on. They give you. I'll have to do this later. Sorry, I'm not going to do this now. But when you have like tiers, I guess, when you donate. I think, and if not, fuck them, guys. Like I said, if you guys could just donate $1, donate the dollar. Do me that favor. That'd be greatly appreciated. If everybody on here watching, I mean, it would only be $749, but whatever. $749 is fucking $749. If you could do more, do more. I've never looked at a project like this and been like all in on it, you know, especially looking at the background of why Angel Studios exists and how they're backing movies that we want to see. Not this bullshit with a fucking, you know, a transgender belly dancer, or even worse, a drag queen belly dancer, you know, in a movie or a scene that doesn't belong, right? They don't put fucking unnecessary, you know, nude scenes and sex scenes just to fucking have them, you know. So again, something to look at. I'm gonna see Chris Johnson tomorrow night. Oh, Are You There, God? It's Margaret. That looks funny, Edward. That movie looks funny. But I would definitely take a look at that movie if I got the chance to. Okay, shit, man, we ran over. Sorry, guys. Yes. So With that, guys, I'm going to head over to the Angry Truth now, or in 5 minutes, rather. I'm going to head over to the Angry Truth. That's going to be real short because I am getting tired. I'm waking up a little bit, but now the meds or whatever is starting to seep back in again. I thought I was overcoming my high, but whatever. And now I'm super fucking hungry to boot, which I can't eat until fucking tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Mods, thank you for doing what you do. I do appreciate it as always. Other than that, guys, it's online subscriber said I'm trying to sign up. It's asking for a social security number. Hold on. If it's asking for a social security number, then don't do anything with it. Yeah, don't do shit with it. It shouldn't be asking for your social security. Let me walk through it real quick and see why did that pop up. That shouldn't have popped up. Give me 2 seconds. My fucking fat fingers, guys. When I try to type in passwords and shit, my fat fucking fingers always step on 3 keys at the same time. Alright. It shouldn't be asking you for that. But if it is, alright, it's not pulling up for me, but I'll discuss it in the Angry Truth channel tonight, should I get anything about it. Alright. Wow, that's fucking weird. Yeah, online subscriber. It wasn't asking for my my social. Maybe it's on the next screen. All right, whatever. I'll head over to the Angry Truth channel now. I'll continue this conversation over there. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah, I don't see where it's asking for social security number. It's just asking for your address. Oh shit, it is asking for a social. That is fucking weird. Oh, all right. So, guys, yes, it's asking for your social because you're an investor. So that's what I think. That is fucking weird. I didn't know that. Sorry about that. That's why it's asking, am I an accredited investor or am I investing into a company or a trust? Okay, so you're an investor. That's why it's asking for your social. Anything you invest in, guys, it asks for your social. So again, either do it or don't. I would rather you do it, but if you guys are super secret about the social security number, don't do it. Leave it alone. But I will be donating to it, right? Because now you're considered an investor. That means if the movie makes money, you have a potential of making money back. That's why you're an investor. You're not a donator. I think Homestead, you're donating to the movie. Angel Studios, you're an investor. Okay. Minimum investment for Homestead is $46. Minimum donation or investment for Sound of Freedom is $1. So once you're an investor, that's why they do it. That makes sense now. Sorry about that. Sorry for not looking into it. I just got a little excited. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys over at the Angry Truth channel starting right away. Good night.